AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal.
Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. Brought to you today by William Hill's Final One Standing. Don't forget, get your entrance in before the first game tomorrow. Of course, remember how the game goes. You've got to pick a team to win. If they win, you're through to the next round. If they lose or draw, you are out. Big prizes to be won. And remember, over the past couple of weeks, some people have won some big money. You've got to be over 18 to play. Based in the UK or Ireland only. T's and C's apply. Please gamble responsibly. Now, what a crazy day it was in football yesterday. What a crazy sort of last few days. First of all, with, City dropping points and everything like that. But I'm not even talking about that with the craziness. What I'm talking about is the madness that's going on in football in the Premier League over the last few days. Even up in Scotland. Scotland, they sacked their manager at Celtic, the biggest club you could argue in Scotland. Then the biggest club you could argue in the UK, period, Manchester United, sacked their manager yesterday. Ruben Amorim, sacked. Crazy. Chelsea, a couple of days before, sacked their manager. Right? And there's even rumours going around that Arne Slot could be sacked by the end of this week if he doesn't get a decent result against Arsenal. I mean, it's chaos at the moment. Manchester City, a little bit of an injury crisis. They've been linked yesterday with Mark Gahey because looks like Gavardio's going to have surgery on that injury picked up against Chelsea. He could be out for the rest of the season. Brahim Díaz is out. It's chaos at the moment with a lot of football teams right up the top. Could this be the time for Arsenal to take advantage? The one thing about Arsenal at the moment, which hasn't always been true over the years, is that the club's very stable. They're in a good position. We're going into this January and we're not even stressing like we normally would be about signings. Let's be real. We're being linked with a lot of players and we're in a position of strength in the transfer market because we've done our business and in the summer we've done very good business. And now we can look at what are good deals out there, what makes sense. And we've got a good squad. We've seen it all season, the way that we've been able to weather the amount of injuries we've had. So we're in a great position right now. And if maybe this January window, we go and add maybe a one or two, honestly, this could be our year, right? So chaos at the moment in football. So what's going to happen? Is Arsenal in a position to even take advantage of, and I know, listen, it sounds horrible, but you take advantage of where certain clubs are. Newcastle, another club that, not in chaos, but we know they've had issues with, transfers and, staying within all the rules, etc. Well, they could be vulnerable with another player, and that is Tino Livramento. Arsenal said to be admirers of Livramento and very, very interested in signing him. Now, that's according to transfer.com. They claim that Arsenal have been monitoring Tino Livramento now for a long time. Remember, Livramento originally started off at Chelsea, a real talent. Chelsea, as usual, they got so many players. They ended up selling him. Profit, you know what they do at Chelsea. And he's gone to Newcastle, and he's a really top player. Injuries have kind of, been a bit of a problem for him in his career so far, but still very young. Only 23. He can play at right back primarily, but he can also play on the left. He's a very versatile player right across the back. And we know that's the type of player that Mikel Arteta really loves. And they're said to be monitoring him very closely indeed. His contract's up in 2028. So Newcastle, I guess, won't be overstressed, but it is coming to that time when you got to talk about new deals and that with a player. And Arsenal, according to, as I said, transfer.com, said to be monitoring his situation very closely and could possibly make a January move according to them. So one to keep an eye on, Tino Livramento of Newcastle. As I said, we know Newcastle have had issues in the past with transfers and having to let players go that, possibly they didn't really want to let go. Another player that Arsenal are said to be very interested in, and according to this publication, Fijares over there in Spain, they claim that Arsenal have submitted a £43 million offer for the signature of Brahim Díaz of Real Madrid. Now, who knows whether this is true or not, but that is what they're claiming today. We know that Arsenal in the summer were interested in Brahim Díaz. Now, he's a very, very talented player indeed. Can play on the right wing, can play as an attacking midfielder, scores goals, assists, a real talent. He's already scored 4 goals at AFCON. He's at AFCON at the moment with the Moroccan team, the hosts at the moment, and he's one of their star players. And it's said that Arsenal, according to Fijares, have put this offer in for him. Now, who knows? Fijares is sometimes not always the most reliable of sources, but this is what they're claiming today. Now, you'd say to yourself, why would Real Madrid want to sell Brahim Díaz? Well, listen, he's another one of those star players at Real Madrid who gets very, very limited game time. We know they're absolutely stacked in the forward areas. They got top players there who can't even get a game. Arda Güler doesn't always get a game. They had to send Endrick out on loan yesterday to Lyon because he hasn't been getting any game time, and he's one of the top young players in world football. And Brahim Díaz, as good as he's been, he's only started 4 games for Real Madrid so far this season. Only 4 games. He's only got 1 year left on his contract as well. Contract up in 2027, so only a year left on his deal. And he said that Arsenal have submitted this offer of £43 million. As I said, a top player, a top talent, still only 26, would be a good signing. Even though, he wouldn't be guaranteed to be starting at Arsenal as well, especially not on the right wing for certain. But as I said, he can play attacking midfielder, can play on the left. He's a versatile forward. Let's keep an eye on this situation. As I said, there was interest in Brahim Díaz in the summer, and his contract is running out. So one to watch, Brahim Díaz. There are also still rumours flying around today about Davide Batasaghi. I've spoken about this player before. AC Milan, 20-year-old defender, has been linked heavily with a move to Arsenal. Quotidiano Sport, they're claiming that Arsenal's still very interested in his signature, as well as Manchester City and Real Madrid, a top talent at AC Milan. However, there's talk that AC Milan are desperate to keep him, may even triple his wages to keep him at the club. Is this a real rumour, a real, Arsenal are really interested in it? Listen, there's no doubt they'd be showing an interest in all these young top talents around Europe. Or is this more an agent trying to get a new deal for his player? Because it's said that, his wages could triple. Let's wait and see how that one works out. There's also Jeremy Jacquet, of course, of Rennes, which is, again, a player that Arsenal were looking at in the summer. Still only 20. Still lots of talk around him and linking him with a move to Arsenal. Chelsea also said to be heavily in the frame, said to be the favourites to get him. But Jeremy Jacquet in the summer, we know that Arsenal tried to sign him, but the deal didn't end up happening in the end. And this one, according to Football Transfers, they claim that Arsenal are on the verge of offering a brand new contract to Kai Havertz, who has been literally injured the whole season. We saw him come back into the squad the other day, but he's back out of the squad. I have been hearing rumours yesterday that he may have picked up another little injury since he's returned. Who knows? But he certainly had a real bad time of injuries over the last year or so. But it's said that Arsenal, according to Football Transfers, are ready to offer a new contract to Kai Havertz. Still young, still only 26. His current deal isn't up until 2028. So I would have thought there'd be a big rush on this one, but that is what they're claiming, that Arsenal are ready to offer a new contract to Kai Havertz. We know that Mikel Arteta absolutely loves the player. So let's see if that happens this January transfer window. So those are the rumours for today. Remember, keep it locked in here on AFTV. We've got loads of content ahead of the big game on Thursday night against Liverpool. Massive game for Arsenal. So let's see if we can get a win in that game. So make sure you check out all the content, previews and combined 11s and that right across the board. So make sure you check it out here on AFTV. And also for more details of Final One Standing by William Hill, the link is in the description. Click that to get more info. Thanks for watching the show today, and I'll see you tomorrow.